What's up, guys? In today's Disney This Week, we're going to be going over my review for Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam at Hollywood Studios right after this.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for pushing play on this podcast episode. If you're watching it on YouTube, well, you could be watching it on your phone or your tablet as well by subscribing to the podcast. That's right. You can look down the link below. You'll see the podcast there. Wednesday and Sundays, 2 podcast shows coming out each week. One video like today, and then on Sunday just being audio, so you don't have to look at my face. First off, I do want to apologize, though. I do not feel well. You probably can tell in my voice I have a cold. It's officially winter where I'm at here in Texas. And so, it hit me pretty hard. But I'm excited to share today's episode with you because I'm going to be going over my review for Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam at Hollywood Studios. Before we get into that, though, I do want to thank our sponsors, Amazon.com. If you are looking for a perfect gift for a birthday or for yourself, you want, good items at a discounted price, and then also just a variety of items. Like, you can pretty much find anything on Amazon. Please consider using my affiliate link. It helps out the site and the podcast so much. You just go over to talkaboutthemagic.com/Amazon Magic, and that is it. It'll take you straight to the Amazon page like normal. You won't even notice any difference at all, actually. So if you have friends or families who also use Amazon, please refer them to my affiliate link because it helps out so much. As well as Patreon. You can become a Patreon yourself. If you head over to talkaboutthemagic.com/Patreon Magic, that'll give you the ability to actually be more one-on-one and more personal with the actual website and the show and the podcast. We do a couple of different thank yous there, so be sure to check it out. Just head over there to talkaboutthemagic.com/Patreon Magic. Without further ado, let's get into our review. So Hollywood Studios has been a favorite park of ours, but lately at least, they kind of were dwindling, I guess you would say, right? I mean, the most recent thing that they had was the sing-along Frozen, which was, now about 3 years, something like that, 3, 4 years, 2 years. And, but of course now we know they are getting Star Wars Land and all these other expansions. They started changing. And because of that, they actually minimized a lot of Hollywood Studios. It's a lot smaller feeling when you're there because they cut off some of the park there to get to work on all the additions that they're doing. So what they've started to do is add on these kind of shows. They do have a Star Wars show, but just recently, this is the first year, they added a evening show for Christmas. So we were a little concerned. We assumed it would be very, very packed. If you've been to the Magic Kingdom show, if you are not there on time, you can pretty much guarantee you are going to be at the very back. And I don't mean on time, I mean like 30 minutes before the show starts. If not, you're going to be in the very back. So we showed up early. Surprisingly enough, though, the way Hollywood Studios set up, I think they picked the perfect area because there's not too much obstruction for the viewing. There's not a lot of trees. There's not a lot of buildings and everything. So they show it on the Chinese Theater, like the full building. So you have really good viewing regardless of what area. But for us, our perfect spot that we found was right in front of the Chinese Theater. There's a walkway, and then there's like a little couple steps that you can go up, and then there's another area where you can stand, has a little fence there. That's where we were at, and it was perfect. We did not, it wasn't too close where we couldn't see everything, and it wasn't too far where we felt like we weren't getting the full effect of the show. We were close enough to still see feel the heat off the fireworks, close enough to get the vibrations of the sound, depending if that's what you like. That's what we like. So we were very happy about that. Now, the show itself was extremely surprising. I was so surprised at what they did and how well they did it. There's a ton of videos that you can see if you really want to see the full show. I'm not going to show the full show here just because I want to keep those spoilers away. For me personally, I did not look at any of those videos because I wanted to experience for the first time. And it was amazing. First off, the lighting, which is, of course, great. Nothing to be surprised about that because if you've seen the Magic Kingdom shows, it's pretty much the same thing. They basically are, tricking your eyes with the way the lights are done and the projection is showing on the TV, on the building, giving a different effect in the building. You literally forget the building is there. The fireworks. Now, the fireworks were interesting. Okay, so altogether, the show was great, but I'm just being, kind of nitpicky here, right? So the fireworks were interesting because they kind of felt forced. And what I mean by that is this. With Magic Kingdom, the fireworks, of course, are like second to none. Makes sense. And they are part of the show. This was more of a kind of a special effect style fireworks, meaning they kind of just shot up and exploded. They weren't anything crazy, like it is in Magic Kingdom, no shapes or nothing like that. And it was just pretty much on cue. Not to take anything away, it was still fantastic. I'm just giving you a strict review, right? So in that sense, that was kind of different. I don't know what people may expect when they go to the show, but I don't think you should expect anything overly, crazy. It is, still a small show in compared to Magic Kingdom. So you don't want to over expect it in the sense of thinking it's going to be something that is going to leave and is going to make you say, I'll never go to Magic Kingdom again. Like, no. So the show itself was actually really good. It actually features as the host in the sense of that's who you're kind of focusing on. Wayne and Lanny from Prep and Landing. Really, to me, it was good. Now, what's interesting about that is Prep and Landing necessarily isn't in the Disney parks. They're not really connected in that way. It's just something that they show on TV. But they were the main protagonists in the show itself. And it was great. It was great having them there. There were so many surprises that they kind of threw in there, and it just made the show even better. And again, I don't want to do too much. I don't want to spoil anything. But even me, I was very surprised. Even though I've read about it, I was very surprised to see how they, combine things and everything like that. It was really, really good in that way. And of course, the music is exactly what you expect it to be. It is Christmas, so it is Christmas music. With a voice narration as well being done. So the show itself, though, was I think a very refreshing, add-on there in Hollywood Studios, because especially right now with all the work that they're doing, to have them do something like this, I think it just gives another reason for you to go to the park. And my theory is, like I've said, Disney seems to be making each and every park, focused on making each and every park a 2-day visit. What that means is, before people kind of would like to park hop and go to Animal, go to Epcot or Epcot in Hollywood, because there wasn't too much there, but they are adding so much now that I think they're forcing it to be a 2-day visit. Epcot having the Frozen ride, being added on. Of course, now we do, know about Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land, Animal Kingdom's going to have Pandora Land. So it's becoming a reason to go to the parks a little longer. And now with the night shows, the way they have it, especially except in Animal Kingdom, they're still having trouble with that. But the night shows that they've added now with Hollywood Studios and Epcot and everything, the way they've done it. Well, Epcot has always had a night show, but it's something that I think you should look forward to with everything that they've taken away, like the Osborne Lights. But putting things like this in place, I think is a really good step in Disney's, grand scheme thing. So, review of the show, I had to give it 8 out of 10, honestly. And the only reason why I didn't give it 10 out of 10 is because it's a great show. It's just not a show. I think it's a different kind of show. It's a show that I think you're gonna enjoy. It's not a show that you're going to pay to see, in the sense of if you had to choose between Magic and Hollywood, you're still going to choose Magic. And that's why it kind of gets lowered, because it is being compared to Magic and Animal and Epcot. And to me, you're always going to pick, Magic over. But if you're having to choose between Fantasmic and Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, this might cause some drama here. I will pick Jingle Bell Jingle Bam. I liked it a lot more. I think it was just a lot more. It was just a fun show to watch and exciting. So that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this Disney this week. I know I was kind of all over the place, and I'm sorry. Mostly it's because I can't feel my head right now. But thank you guys so much for taking the time down the episode. Be looking out for Sunday's episode. Have a great night, day, weekend, whenever you're watching this or hearing this. And as always, stay magical.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.